Thank you, guys. Appreciate you being here. I was probably most pleased with how we handled adversity after coming off of Southeast Missouri. I thought our guys had a great week of practice, started the game faster, incarnate word, and kept that throttle down for 4 quarters, which was nice to see. We've got a lot of guys in the ball game. It was nice to see everybody play at a high level, not drop off the intensity level or the execution level. And that's probably the biggest factor I see in the game. I thought we came out offensively, executed very well. Probably the first drive was a real nice drive, take the ball down, put the points on the board. Defense, we stopped them with a 3 and out. I thought we opened the game fast and continued to play that way for 4 quarters. And because of that, obviously we got a chance to get a lot of guys in the ball game and a lot of guys more playing experience. It's obviously going to be very beneficial down the road as you go through sophomore conference play and you have to face injuries and guys have to step to the plate and take on larger roles. So I'm pleased with that. We still got a long ways to go. We're not where we need to be. I'm looking forward to this week's of practice and a huge matchup, obviously, with Northwestern. Come back here at home, which is exciting, to play in Strawberry Stadium. But obviously this game has a little more implications. It's not just a conference game. It's an in-state rivalry game. And Northwestern is coming off a huge win at La Tech, and they're on an upswing, and they're very excited about what they've got going over there. Coach Thomas has done a great job. We respect a lot what they've done, and obviously they show it on tape, and they're a very good football team. So we've got to play well, and we've got to play better. I think we've started in that journey and working towards that direction. We've got to continue it. Any questions?
How loud is that little voice that says, yeah, but that was an incarnate word, and I these guys still got to show me something here.
Yeah, it was that. Like I said, the positive was this, that I said that the last 2 weeks our offense efficiency rate, we worked at a 15% margin of error or higher. Some of it was 17, which when you're talking about penalties, drops, missed assignments, things like that. And this week we worked at 4, which means we're taking care of our business better. So that was a real positive thing to see. I thought some guys played a little faster early, a little more relaxed. But yeah, I mean, we know we're going to have to play better. We're going to play more consistent. As conference play, that's it. You got to play every week, and that we're going to play a good one this week. They're coming in here and they're hungry.
What role do you feel like the second half of the Northwestern game did to your team last year, going forward and making it push for a championship? I mean, just the way you finished a big road game, and how much it set the tone for the rest of the season.
It did. Just because I mean, first of all, winning college football games on the road is not easy. There's a lot to it. You've really got to play well to win on the road. When you look back at that game, it wasn't just the second half. First half, we didn't play very well. And you do that on the road, you're in trouble. It looked a lot like, we made a lot of mistakes, put the ball on the ground, committed some turnovers. Defensively, we're in the right spots. We had a lot of breakdowns on our half of it. And then obviously in the second half, we cleaned some of it up, but some of it was obviously some big plays happened with the kickoff return. We get a couple of big plays there in the special teams. They were huge, and but we found a way to win, and I think that was probably a huge part of building that momentum going. Things that we found a way to win in a close ball game, and that's what you got to do. If you're gonna have a great year, you got to win some tight ones. You got to win some games on the road, and you got to win a game that somewhere along the line you have to come from behind to win it.
Well, I was asking Jeremy. He said the interesting thing after you guys lost to Tulane, he thought automatically because you lose the game, he would come back and be ready to play against Southeast Missouri. But then you lose that. He said we didn't really respect the process of I guess what this season would hold. What do you think? What do you mean by that?
Well, there's a lot of things that the plan is. There's a lot of things that we do right, and if we do them right, we're going to be successful. And one is how we practice, and then obviously how we approach the game, and then the mental part of it, dealing with the things that we can control. And it wasn't game 1 or 2. It wasn't Tulane and that. We didn't do it in the first 4 ball games either. We have not hit that. we're going to succeed because we execute very well, and you have good players. You execute, they become great. You are considered a great player when you play great. When you don't, you're not. And if you don't execute, a good player looks average, and that's the bottom line. If it's a team game, and if we can remember how we got where we are, when we forget where we want to be, and that's it's getting some things done and executing on a daily basis, on a play-by-play basis. It's every series, it's consistency, and we didn't have that. And if you don't have that, I don't care what level you are, where you're at. I don't care if the NFL or whatever else. I mean, if you're not executing, that's the name of the game. You got to block the guy you're supposed to block. You got to throw it to the right guy, and he's got to catch it. And then defensively, you got to cover you got to cover him and take care of your gaps. I mean, it's just, you got to do your job. Hopefully we're getting past. Hopefully I think we are. We're improving. Still thought we've had good weeks of practice. We just weren't where we needed to. We're not where we need to be. I don't point the finger at anybody and say it's their fault or whatever. It's just that's just the nature of the beast. We're not polished to where we are, so we just got to keep working and get better and get to that point where we can win the tough ball games.
As a coach, can there be a fear of guys taking for granted that it all happened, came together for us last year? It's going to happen again this year. Eventually, the process. Can there be a fear of the guys resting on what happened last year and saying eventually we'll kick in again?
There can be. I mean, yeah, that was a fear. Worry about that all spring and all summer and coming into fall camp. Was there going to be that sense of complacency and sit there and be satisfied with what happened, or that? I haven't seen that of our guys. I'm not that our guys. I don't think our guys overlooked anybody. I don't think they didn't dog it. They practiced really hard. We just weren't there yet. When we execute, like any other team, you execute. There's a lot of players that look pretty daggum good. It's not that hard to run between two people when they're both getting blocked. You block him, I'll split you. Now look easy. If you're not blocked, they get tackled. I don't look real good.
What are you seeing out of Northwestern State? Obviously, they beat Tech. What are they doing well?
They're doing a lot of things well. Really, you start probably start with their defense side of the ball. They're big, physical up front. They do a lot of multiple. They're going to play a four-man front. They're going to play an odd front. They're going to blitz. They're going to pressure. They're going to play max coverage. They're doing a little bit of everything. So that they throw a lot of looks at you. I think offensively, same type of thing. They got they got a big back, 220. They got some I really like their receivers. I think they really attack the ball well. They make some great catches. And the quarterback does a good job getting rid of the ball in time, doesn't take sacks, and he can hurt you with his feet and get out. They're a very good football team, and they're playing really well on special teams right now. That's a pretty good combination. So they're a very good football team, and we got to be able to play a lot better than we have in the previous 5 ball games.
So you were just describing Southeastern, or you were just describing Northwestern State?
Well, I think if you looked at us right now, I think we're probably looking in the mirror. I mean, it's very familiar. I think they're a very good football team. I think that's kind of the case when you go down the Southland Conference. It's going to take a couple weeks out, and there'll be teams that will weed themselves out of the race, but they're still going to be good. Right now Northwestern is a team that's in the hunt for a conference championship. I mean, that's where they are. They're sitting 0-0. They got a fresh start, and they're coming off a big win. So I think they're obviously morale's high. The excitement in the program's high. To get an FBS win on the road is huge. That's huge. And so they got a lot of reason to be very optimistic about this season for them. So they're a very good football team. We can see that. We're going to have to execute.
And like most good teams, they seem to thrive. They're giving their takeaway ratios +7, I believe. So that was something that really helped them in the Tech game. There's something concerned about ball security and obviously throwing the ball.
Yeah, I mean, that comes in everybody. We talk about execution. That's it too. It's about you got to protect the football. You can't throw picks, and you can't put the ball on the ground. So. I think we've done a pretty good job at that at times. You know, I think we just need to have another great week of practice. If we can take another great week of practice and evolve a little more as a football team, then we'll be in great shape. If we rest on it and say, hey, no, we think if we tap ourselves on the back and think we've arrived, we're going to have a rude awakening come Saturday.
Ron, do you like being the team that people circle on their schedule now?
I like it. I mean, because one of the things it does is, hopefully for the long haul, it's going to make you better. You got to, you know what I mean? We got to learn to handle that. I'm still saying, yeah, as Game 5, have we handled it really well so far? Probably not. I mean, the evidence is, I don't hate looking in the past, but you look at, Southeast Missouri beats us and you think they won the Super Bowl. They storm the field, they go crazy, helmets are thrown in the air, balls, everything else. Well, one of the differences was they were playing in a game to make a mark for their program, and we were playing in a football game. That's not good. I know for Northwestern, Northwestern, they're going to come in here and it's going to be, it's a big matchup for them for recruiting purposes. They lost 2 in a row. I know all those things. They feel like they should have beat us last year. For all those reasons, they're going to come in here and they're going to be hungry as can be. This is going to be their chance to knock off the preseason favorite of the conference and get a lot of momentum for their program. They're going to play a high intense game. We got to show up with the same intensity.
I would imagine the only thing that can help you guys get used to doing that is having back-to-back seasons of success. But you really can't teach how to handle being successful to players that haven't had the kind of success you had last year.
Correct. I agree with that. I mean, I agree with that. It's something you're trying to, you can talk about it and all those things, but they kind of got to go through it too. The knowing that, oh, really, well, I'm going to get somebody's best. Yeah, they're playing in their Super Bowl, buddy. Get ready. I always used to say that. A boy and a ball and anything can happen, and we got to remember that. You don't look at somebody and say they're not ranked or whatever else. Put a ball on the field and put some boys out there, and anything can happen.
I know protecting Brian has been, a little more of an issue this year, certainly for a team that's taken great pride in how they've done that.
Yep.
I'm thinking that this might be the acid test. Obviously, Tulane was as well, but you guys have improved somewhat since the Tulane game, and I guess how much is the question, but this is a team that's really going to test you guys being able to.
Yeah.
A lot of different ways.
Yeah, I agree. They're going to bring pressure, and they're going to bring different. They're going to bring man pressure, zone pressure. They're going to bring it. And they're going to come on 3rd and long. They're going to pressure us probably 50% of the time. So we're going to see it. 3rd and medium down, 2nd downs, some on 1st. We've got to do a good job of picking that up. I mean, you have to. Have we so far? No. Is it that? It's kind of like I said. It's kind of the marquee of the whole thing together. We're not where we want to be. On that standpoint, of executing, knowing our job, be able to perform at a high level. When I say that, I say high level. That means what? That you're going to do your job every snap you come out there. Don't, oh, my bad. Oh, I missed a blitz. That's a sack. What do you mean? If all 5 of you do it, that's 5. You can't do that. You don't all get 1. You got to come out there and perform a high level. It means I prepare, I get ready, I go on Saturday, and I get the job done. Every snap I'm on the field, and. I think, like I said last week, I think we're close. I think I was real pleased what we showed as far as bouncing back from that. There was a lot of reasons. You lose 2 in a row. There was a lot of reasons guys point fingers, to accuse somebody. Some kids maybe to hang their head, to pout, to do all that stuff. And we didn't do that. We had a great week of practice, came back and came out firing. So for that saying, I like it. I think a lot of those things that happen to us can really help us be a better football team. We're going to get challenged this week, and we've got to be ready. And now there's no room for error. I mean, this is conference play. We got to show up and get it done.
Speaking about up front, your offensive line, what kind of challenges Deion Saunders presented him? The guy that big, he moved that pretty well. He kind of moves a little bit in the middle.
99?
Yeah.
He's a good player. Gave us a bunch of fits last year. He's big. He's athletic. He can be dominating at times. Obviously we got to do a good job. They got a good front. You go, and I'm on the numbers, but 98, 99, 92. Heck, you throw in number 1. They got guys up front that can play the game. They're pretty good. And the bottom line is going to come back also. So we gotta run the football, and make sure we stay ahead of the sticks. And we got to build. You know, you don't want to be calling 2nd and 9 and 3rd and 8. Those aren't good situations for offensive coordinators.
Jay was very complimentary of your special teams. You feel like is that a unit that's performed at or near the level you'd hope?
Yeah, I mean, I think that especially there's some, you know, what I mean, we're always trying to get better. We hang our hat. We think it's important, you know, that we're trying to go in every week and win that phase of the game. Probably hadn't had the success we wanted. I think we're very good at them. You know, hadn't get the ball kicked enough to get some big kickoff returns. When he has got it, you know, it was a big drive there before the half. Why? Because they brings it out to the 50, and we march it in a minute and 19 seconds and go up 28-7 at the half. Why? Because kickoff return. Upon return, we got a couple sprung last week, but you know, that's what we want to be. I mean, then all it is guys selling in. I think our guys are buying into that. And we're going to have to be very good, and we need to win that phase of the game this week.
Do you play a lot of your starters on that?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Guys out there?
Yep.
Talking about having a running game, how healthy is your running back? I know
He was. He could have came back in that game. Midway in the second, they asked. You know, he said, "I'm ready to go." At that point, we're getting ready, so they finish up, look at half. We're at 28-7. I said, sit him down. I didn't think at that point. If we would have got stuck in something, they'd come out, made it 28-14, you would have saw him. But you know, so he's good to go. Yeah.
overall injury front looking good this week?
Yeah, I think it was. I think most of the injuries we had have been, they're a couple weeks old. You know, we've got some guys that have been out the last couple weeks, but no new injuries. We're going to keep a guy out of a ball game right now.
Do you have any chance of getting Harlan back?
Yeah, we do. So he was hoping for this week. He's not going to play this week. But his rehab's going really well. He's working his tail off at it. He found, you know, that he wasn't going to be cleared this week, so he was obviously a little upset yesterday. But we're going to get him back. At what point, you know, maybe next week. I don't know.
Any update on Jeremy?
He's out for the season. I don't know if I told you that. Yeah, he's out for the season.
You've gone up against a Scott Stoker defense before. I wonder, can you compare what you've seen from what Mike is doing up there with what Stoker used to do? They're both kind of.
Yeah, Mike's probably doing a little more odd man front than Scott used to do. He's probably doing a little more odd man front, maybe benefit of the guys he's got. You're seeing that they're going to pressure you. You know, they're going to bring pressure. They're going to play some man, and you know, you got to be able to answer the call.
Scott used to like to sell out blitz. I mean,
Yeah,
we're quite from Mike.
He's done it. We've seen some zero blitz, straight man, nobody on top. Everybody's within 6 yards line of scrimmage. We've seen it several times on film. Yeah. Yep. They're going to do it. You got to beat man coverage. You beat man coverage, you're off to the races. You know.